Hi everyone, today I'm going to show you how to model a nose cone for your straw rocket in Fusion. When we're done, we should have something that looks like this. Alright, so let's open a new file, a new design in our student folder, and let's name it 2.3 nose cone. After that, we're going to follow the first rule of Fusion and create a new component, and we're just going to call this component nose cone. There are lots of different shapes that are used for model rocket nose cones. The one we'll make right now is called an ellipsoid. And we're going to start by making a sketch of the cross section of the ellipsoid. So if you imagine cutting an ellipse right down the middle, it's the shape that you would see from cutting that nose cone. So let's go ahead, we'll start a new sketch. I'm going to make it on this plane, and I'll go to create and then ellipse. So I'm going to click on the origin and I'm going to start dragging out horizontally, and I want to set this so it is 2 inches. So I'm going to press 2, click, and then start dragging down. I want this to be the same diameter as my paper rocket. If we measure our paper rocket diameter, it's probably going to be about 3/8 of an inch. So I'm going to type in 3 divided by 8. I'm going to push enter. Alright, so now I have an ellipse. What I'm going to do from here is I'm going to extend some tangent lines so that we have part of our nose cone that can attach to our fuselage. So let's go ahead and click on the line tool. I'm going to click right here at the very top of my ellipse, and I'm going to drag this out so it is 0.25 inches, and I'm going to set this so it's 180 degrees. I'm going to zoom in a little bit more. I'm going to do the same thing with this. So again, 0.25 and 180 degrees. And now I'm going to connect these two lines. Alright, now we can use something called the trim tool to trim off the parts of the sketch we don't really want. So it looks like these scissors up here. I'm going to click on that. I don't need this part, so I'm going to click. And then if you look, there's this little part of the ellipse that we don't need. And then down here. Alright, so this is looking pretty good. This is like the cross section that I want. I'm going to use the revolve tool now, and I'm going to go to, I'm going to finish my sketch. I'm going to go to create, revolve. I can see that this is highlighted in blue. It's the only sketch there was, so it automatically highlighted. And then it says that I need an axis, but there's no axis here. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back into our sketch. So I'm going to click down here in the timeline. I'm going to right click and go to edit sketch. I'm going to use my line tool, and I'm going to click right on the midpoint. I can see that that's the midpoint because of the triangle. And then all the way over here to the other edge of the ellipse. Now let's use the trim tool again, and let's trim off this, this, and this. And I think what I want to do is drag this dimension so it's outside. Okay, so now we're going to finish this sketch again, and we're going to go to create, revolve. I'm going to select this as my axis, and I'm going to say OK. And I can see that now I have this nose cone. Alright, so I'm going to save this It will say version description, user saved. You can just leave it at that. You don't need to change this. If it was some sort of milestone or something like that, you can save it with a different name. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a file for 3D printing. So I'm going to hover over my component over here in my browser. I'm going to right click. And then when I see this menu, I'm going to save as mesh. So it should say export. One object is selected. You're probably going to need to set this up the first time you do this. So it says STL. It could say STL binary or STL ASCII. And the unit should be in millimeters, even if your document units are in inches. Hit OK. And I can see down here that it's going to save to my downloads. If you don't see anything here, click on these three dots, and you can select the location that you want to save your document. And hit save. Oh, I already have one, so I'm going to say yes, I do want to replace this. And there we go. All right, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.